am RedCyclone! Yeah!
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Welcome to another episode of the It Gets Better, I Swear podcast. I'm your host, Louis Beans, and I'm here with Break with the Mic.
What is going on? What is going on?
Chillin', man. What it is?
Not much, man. Just been playing Jedi Survivor since Wednesday, and the game is fantastic for system, for console. I'll be clear
Yes,
with
sir.
that. Because I know the PC run right now is running like shit right now.
It is on fire.
And it's like 150 gigs, 158 gigs too. It's like, Jesus.
Well, that means it just looks good.
Yeah, it honestly, I'm playing on the PS5 and it's a beautiful game. It looks more cleaner than the last PS4. Well, they updated the PS5, the first one, to the PS5, and it looks way better. It moves way better. I ran through the first one within the week before this one came out, and I'm really digging the story so far. The gameplay is a lot of fun, and it just looks pretty. It's a pretty game. I don't want to spoil anything with the games because it just came out, but there's a lot of cool different styles. There's a lot of like new Jedi play. Like you actually used Kylo Ren's like broadsword lightsaber in this.
Mm-hmm.
They have like a saber and a gun in this. They have the other. They have a dual wield sabers. Then they have the double saber with the Darth Maul, and then they have the regular lightsaber.
What is it? This one, since it's a sequel, what did they change? Actually,
They
that you
added
could feel?
things. They added more than change, and they changed his movement to be more natural.
Okay.
But they added more powers. I think they added a little bit of everything more into the game. They added more like stances for the lightsaber. They added the blaster lightsaber combo. They added the broadsword and stuff like that. So it kind of gives you different gameplay with those. The powers they changed. They added more stuff to it. They actually added ones that you can actually mimic people and like Jedi mind trick people and things like that. They also have ones that you could take control of people and they have them fight each other and things like that. So like not you only was able to do that to the droids last game. So this one you actually can do this to the people and shit.
Mm-hmm.
It's a big maps, very God of War style like maps. There's an agenda for you to go through, but there's a lot of things to kind of wander around, and they kind of place things for you. So like say for instance you don't have the power yet, they'll make it red so you can come back to it, things like that. So it kind of helps you like complete the game. But I'm really enjoying it. It's a really good step up. If I give it a score right now from what I've been playing so far, and I'll say I'm maybe 30% in, 40% in. I'll give it an 8.5
Okay. Mm-hmm.
out of 10. I know it's getting like 8.5, 9. That's like the average. I'll give it an 8.5 right now. If I get more into the story, then I'll give you a full answer after that.
Okay. Yes, sir.
You've been playing anything new?
No, I just finished Resident Evil,
How you like it?
and that's about it. It's good.
Yeah.
Very good. It's a bit it's busted in a good way because there's some glitches and stuff in it, but it's stuff that's not necessary to patch out.
Okay.
It's just sometimes some funny stuff happens, and then there's this one glitch that people use to skip stuff. So it's like, you know what? They probably are not gonna patch that out. They might because because speed running is a thing, and maybe they don't want that glitch to be the only way you can do certain things, because that's usually how speed running is. You find the glitch and you use it to move through the world faster, right?
Yeah.
maybe they might want to take that out, but it's something where you have to try to do the glitches. Basically, it's not something where you could just be like, oh, it happened by accident and now I'm over here now. It's more like you got to do certain things with the camera and guns, and it's like I can see them not touching that. There's maybe a few other things that involve some randomness with the guns, because they didn't they neglected to add to the menus an accuracy stat for the weapons, because people are finding out that one of the things that they say in game, but there's no way for you to know it unless you just pay attention as you're shooting, is that the bullets have spread that's a little ridiculous sometimes.
Yeah.
So the little cursor that you point on the enemy does not always reflect where you're going to shoot. Sometimes it's just like, I think they could do something better to fix the hit detection on some of the bullets. I'm just saying, some of the stuff looks a little off because sometimes it's a pistol, and traditionally that type of weapon does not have much spread.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But in the case that some people were showing off, is like, oh yeah, you can have it pointed directly at somebody's head and it shoots them like in the chest or something. It's like, oh yeah, I see that. Like if they had made that more, they vocalized that is the thing about the bullet spread, people will probably be less upset. But you know what? If they didn't fix it, I wouldn't be mad.
Nice.
But if they did, I would be like, I can understand that. So other than that, there's a few like little weird things in that game. But as of right now, for what has come out this year, I will put that as my game of the year.
Okay.
The only other thing I'm looking forward to that would probably be up there is that I'm looking forward to.
Yeah.
Would either be Diablo 4, because I told you that game is Diablo crack.
Yeah.
Or it would be from what I'm seeing of it. I don't know, and I think they have to put out a demo. But from what I'm seeing from Armored Core 6, and that's like the brand new thing.
They just added a trailer, right?
They added a more detailed trailer because it has a few what you would assume is gameplay, but they have not. There's no words.
Okay.
There's nobody telling you this is the so and so system. Like there's no explanation here. You're just watching some action stuff,
Okay.
and you have to guess. Does that look like gameplay? It could be.
Is it?
So that's where they're at with that. But they went ahead, and they being From Software,
Yeah.
announced this past week the date for the game.
Yeah.
So at least they know it's coming out in August. I think it's the second week of August. I think it's like the 13th day of August or something like that.
Yeah.
Which is, I guess this game was being made for a while, because usually they don't announce the date for a game until it's less than less than a year.
Okay.
Less than a year. Otherwise, they will always say coming soon, or you know how they do the fall,
Yeah.
or they do the
Third
winter.
quarter or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's almost ready, which is surprising because this game was announced the end of last year,
Yeah.
not the beginning, not the middle, the end of last year. So that's very soon. So I just hope I hope they cooked it all the way. That's
Yeah.
all. It's been a while, man. The last Armored Core, there was no Armored Core that started on this generation. So the last one was PS3/360, I think.
Damn.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
So
Looks
the last
good.
thing that you want, yeah, it does. The last thing that anybody wants, though, is for the game to not be baked all the way and it be buggy and stuff. So I hope it's almost ready, but I want a demo.
We don't want
Just-
a doughy game.
No, I don't want anything to end up like Star Wars on PC. Like right now, that game is great on everything else, but on PC is high garbage,
Yes.
and it shouldn't be that way because it's Respawn. I thought you knew better, but anyway, that's all I'm saying. I don't want that to be a repeat. So we'll see. It looked good.
Yeah. It does look
It looked good. I'm also curious about the soundtrack because the last one went a certain direction.
Okay.
I thought was kind of ass. Because I say that because Armored Core, to people who like the series, realize that music has like a pedigree with the music. It's really, really good.
Okay.
So for the genre, for like that, I think it's like classified as electro.
Okay.
Not really trance, but like electro is what it's classified as. And for that, it is good. And Armored Core 5 was something else, and I thought it was bad. So we will see.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been like Fallen Order. Survivor is actually kind of up there with my top games right now. The only thing also I'm looking forward to this year, well, Diablo, I'm definitely probably going to pick up because I did like Diablo 3. So I know how addicting that game is, and the fact that I've been playing at work kind of thing. So I'll take my tablet and play my PS5 at work. I'm more likely I'll get it. The other one I'm looking forward to, but it still doesn't have a release date, is Spider-Man 2. So that's my next one that I want. And then Street Fighter's right around the corner. Diablo's right around the corner. That's in June, right? Or May?
Both of them in June. Yes.
So June's gonna be busy. It'll be a busy time.
And the good thing is, it's separate, completely separate genres. So it's not like it's fighting for the same space.
Yes.
Which is good.
There's time for both.
No, there's not time for both. If you play Diablo crack, I don't know if there's time for anything else. So that's the problem.
Well, choose your time wisely. There you go.
Like, I thank you to the last demo that they did is not timed for Street Fighter, so you can still play it if you download it. It is not a timed demo, as far as I know.
I played it a bit.
So I'm just saying, thankfully, because of that, people have more casual people have a feel for it, because remember, everything before was timed and whatnot. So this is extremely casual, just jump in and play with Ryu or Luke.
Yeah.
So at least people got a feel for Street Fighter. I'd say, yeah, people got a feel for Diablo, but that was a closed beta situation. Well, it was an open beta situation, but you had to get in there, and it was also confined to a weekend.
Yeah.
And then so what they want to do, I don't know exactly when it is. I think it might be this month, because, well, May. I think they want to do one more.
Okay.
They want to test it one more time.
I'm here for it.
I'm looking forward to that. I don't know how long it's gonna be. That I don't know. I don't know how long that one's gonna be. But man, it shouldn't be like that, man. It should not be Diablo crack. I didn't know.
Yeah.
I didn't know. I didn't know.
You got a taste for it, and now you want more.
Shouldn't be that.
Yeah, that's actually pretty cool.
So, like I said, it's between Resident Evil, it's between Diablo crack, and we'll see where Armored Core falls. If it's good, if it's bad, we'll see.
Yeah. You'll be on the lookout for that.
I know you said movie-wise, there was some trailers. You said was the Beast Wars one new, or was that last week?
It's the first trailer. Transformers: Rise of the Beast. So they're adding the Beast Wars characters into the Transformers movies. This is off of Bumblebee. So that was the movie that they're kind of making the sequel off of, and not the original ones that came out already. I did like Bumblebee, so I'm actually interested to see where they go with this. But
I would like a crossover between Bumblebee and Bumblebee Man from The Simpsons.
they should make that happen.
Like that's who rides in Bumblebee. It's Bumblebee Man. Yes.
I know, yeah, no.
Who was the voice of that character? Do you know?
I have no clue.
Was it Homer? Like
There's
every
a chance that's
other character?
yeah, it's him or the dude Hank. He talks a lot of characters too. Let's see.
Okay.
Voice.
one thing that is funny, shout outs to the Angry Video Game Nerd, because now he does videos less frequently, but this past week he actually put out a video for Earthworm Jim.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you remember, but the voice of Homer Simpson was the voice of Earthworm Jim on the cartoon.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So Bumblebee Man was Hank Azaria
Yeah,
first,
okay.
and then they
That's-
recasted him to have a
That's him.
Spanish person talk to him. So Eric Lopez took over recently.
Okay, so that was Homer. Gotcha.
No, Hank Azarian is Mo.
Oh, Hank Azaria's Mo.
Mo, he's
Oh, he's the other.
he's
the
Apu.
other.
He's yeah, he talks to a lot of characters. Too.
Well, he's the other well-known. Okay.
Yeah.
Is he Barney?
I think Homer's Barney.
Oh, Homer is also Barney. Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, Hank Aziz, that's the dude, and he was in a museum, a night in a museum.
Okay.
Yeah, he talks Apu, he talks Mo Sislak too.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
That's cool. I forget that there's more than one. There's a few, but there's more than one. Is the woman still the voice of like the same lady for Lisa?
Yes, and Bart as well. Bart from Ralph Wiggum.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. That's cool. And Marge, still the same lady for Marge?
Yes.
Okay, good stuff.
Yeah, she also talks to her sisters and shit.
Mm-hmm. That's cool. All right.
That's a lot. Yeah, still going. It's on season 35.
Have you seen the most recent seasons or no?
I watch it here and there. I haven't like kept up with it like season wise. I'll just watch it whenever it's on. When I was going through it, and honestly, I was going through it like little by little, because once they put on Disney, I kind of was like, oh, I'll watch it again. I got up to like season 20, and then I kind of slowed down from there.
Okay.
There are a lot of great episodes. There's a lot of good future, like later on episodes too, but they're hit and miss.
Are they? All right.
I'll say they've been more consistent as of the last 10 years. They've been a little bit more consistent, but that whole like season 13 to 20, it's not that great.
All right.
I think Xavier Woods calls it when Maud dies. Once Maud dies, it gets weird.
That's messed up.
Yeah. But it's still going strong. 35 seasons. There's people now that are full adults, and Simpsons was on before they were thought. Like, it's gonna be weird when it's like goes off the air. Like, once it stops, it's like, damn, Simpsons has been going on for 35 fucking years.
Okay.
It's crazy.
True that.
It's crazy. Yeah, I didn't get no new figures this week. I've just been, I have been chilling out, so I haven't really gotten anything. The last thing I got was the all pink Bret Hart, the Target exclusive one. I posted on my TikTok, Mark with the Mic, so definitely check that out if you get a chance.
Mm-hmm.
But it's been slow. I haven't gotten anything. I have things I'm waiting on, but those are like pre-orders that are down the road.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Oh, what was the thing that you said was a limited time event for Namco?
So before I go to that, we were doing the movie trailers. Check out a Paramount. Is it Paramount? No, Amazon Prime. Twisted Metal series is coming out. The dude that played Falcon, he's
Anthony Mackie.
Mackie. He's playing Roadkill. And we got our first glimpse of Sweet Tooth, which is being played by Samoa Joe.
I wonder if they're gonna have the guy Calypso, I think it is the name.
Calypso, yeah.
Cause I was actually surprised somebody brought it up that that is one of the main things you see in the original game. Not see here.
Yeah.
Is that character has an iconic voice. So I was surprised. That's the only thing was that it didn't start with that character introducing everything. It started with
Yeah.
Anthony Mackie's character like chilling and enjoying his favorite music in his Twisted Metal car.
Yeah.
So it leads me to believe it's not gonna be as dark as the game.
Yeah, like I think it's gonna be more like cartoony, like the
Mm-hmm.
PS1 games, and not as bloody as the Twisted Metal Black.
Well, I mean, I just mean story wise, because dark. I mean, the story for Twisted Metal 1 is messed up.
It isn't
It's
like,
very messed up.
and in the original story, wasn't Sweet Tooth and Roadkill related?
Oh, I don't know.
I think.
I just know that you get a monkey's paw wish basically when you win. I think that was the whole
Yeah, I remember
trick
that.
behind Calypso.
Because one of my
you win,
yeah.
and then it's some devious like evil thing that happens to you anyway.
So one thing that I remember clearly from that is because of Twisted Metal Black, it was Sweet Tooth's ending. So his wish was to get the fire off his head, but the thing, the catch was, if you kill somebody, the fire comes back. So Sweet Tooth was like, I thought about a good 3 seconds, and you see him kill Calypso.
Oh really? Damn.
He chops him in half, and his head went back on flames. And he was like, a man has his priorities, and then fucking drives off as fucking ice. That is one ending for sure. I 100% remember, because that's like one of my favorite endings of Twisted Metal. Is
That's
that
pretty good.
it was Twisted Metal Black was Sweet Tooth's ending.
That's pretty funny. That's
That
funny.
shit had me fucking dying when I first saw it.
Yeah, so that was the era of like when the cutscene endings were like one of the really big things.
Yeah, that was
So-
like my favorite one. I think Mr. Grimm's was pretty interesting too, but that was my favorite one.
Okay. Did they say, or because I don't remember the name, did they say that Anthony Mackie was playing one of the
Roadkill.
existing characters?
Roadkill.
And Roadkill, I don't remember Roadkill.
So Roadkill was one of the main characters. Like he was honestly the protagonist for the main story.
Was he the black bald dude with the car?
Was he bald?
Like he had like a regular looking car. He was one of the more normal looking Twisted Metal characters.
Yeah. He was more the so. From what I remember of Twisted Metal 2, because Twisted Metal 2 had more of a concrete storyline than 1. 1 just had words and you could read it, and that's how it is. But I remember 2, Roadkill and Sweet Tooth were brothers, and the taxi cab that was in part 1 was their father.
Ah, okay, understood.
So they have some like Tekken shit going on.
Okay, gotcha.
But I remember, again, I think Black had the best storylines of it. Shout outs to the Gamer Rage podcast. That was actually one of my challenges to play Twisted Metal Black, and that's why it kind of recurred to me of Sweet Tooth's story, because I played it recently and I played that Sweet Tooth to finish the game.
Is Twisted Metal Black the equivalent of them remaking the first game? Is that basically like this, them trying to redo the game because it's for the new system?
I feel like they. So yeah, I think that's correct, because the first one, like honestly, you go back to the first one, you can't really play it. It's hard to see. It's hard to control. It's a really ugly game. Part 2 is the one you start with. But I think Black was just to reboot it in a way. But also, it gave it more of a darker edge in Black than it did before that, because there was more blood, there was more like that, and it had like a lot of like very twisted, very demented like endings and stories.
Yeah, because I guess the thing is, the old one, as bad as it was, for each character in the endings, it was mostly like a static picture.
Yeah.
And then like, I guess
words.
Old school type of ending, like old school Fallout basically.
Yeah.
And then so I guess them being able to, like you said, reboot it.
Yeah.
Is with the graphics and stuff. So like, okay, now we could do a full motion cut scenes and voices. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah. Did you ever play the reboot? Remember, I don't know if you remember, they brought it back.
So I
for like
played.
modern consoles. I don't remember which one it was. I think it was PS3, but I think it was on PS4.
I didn't like the last one they made, which was a PS3,
It was PS3.
and that was
the
on
last
online.
one.
It was
Okay.
mainly online, and it was like
Yeah,
group
that's
battles
that's
and
the
shit like
one.
that. I
That's
did
the
not
one.
like that game. I did not.
Okay.
I was like, y'all just got rid of everything that what made Twisted Metal Twisted Metal.
Did they? See, I didn't play it, so I didn't know if that was the.
Yeah, the
That was
best one they
what
made.
happened.
Honestly, I would say the best one they made was Black.
They did. Is there a PS4? Isn't there a PS4 version of Black? Can't you
Yes.
play it? Yeah, there is. Okay.
There's a high def version of it, but it's still
Mm.
it needs a. Honestly, I would love them to do like a fully remastered version of Twisted Metal Black, and
Yeah, why
with the
not?
graphics now, it would be sick. You got the show coming out, so you might as well like put that up there.
I think that game kind of was the test for how people felt about car combat in a semi-modern take, and I remember that not doing too well. So I would like them to reboot it and have a more modern take on a car combat game. I
Yeah.
don't know what that. Do you, in that you know of, Merc? Is there a such thing as a modern car
Well,
combat game?
you could go to Rocket Racers, but it's more of a sport, like you playing. But it's kind of
It's not Rocket
car
League?
combat, but you're like kind of like just kicking a ball. It's like soccer.
No, that's
race
Rocket
racers.
League. I know
Oh,
you're
Rocket
talking about.
League, yeah. I would say
like, there's
that's
no-
similar.
But there's no car combat with the guns, and then you get a special weapon, and it's
They
basically a
try to make some games like that, but they just never really caught on. And I think Twisted Metal has those unique characters, especially like when you see Sweet Tooth, you're like, all right, now I might have to play that because I got to see what's up with this ice cream truck. So
Mhm.
I think it has those characters that you kind of want to see in these games. I remember them having a lot of bootleg rip-offs, like I think of Vigilant 8 and shit, and there was like
Hey, that wasn't a bootleg ripoff. That was another. I think those were some of the people.
Okay.
They split off.
I remember that coming
What?
out. I didn't care for it.
That I think that was one of the better ones of
Okay.
the because I went that direction and not Twisted Metal,
Okay.
because that game was the first one, if I can recall correctly, that had the custom soundtrack.
Okay. And then so
PlayStation 1.
yeah. So
But like after that era, I couldn't name another like specific combat. I could name you some racing games
Crush
that had
Hour.
combat in it. Was the what was the objective? No, because you might be right. What was the objective in that game? To finish like a race, or was it actually to beat the
It's-
other people?
that was beat the other. It
What's
was
the-
like it was pretty much Twisted Metal with wrestlers.
It was to beat the other people.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
so that might be the last
And
one.
Vince McMahon was Calypso. It was pretty much Twisted Metal storyline, but Vince McMahon granting you a title shot instead of fucking granting you a
mean,
wish.
But you bringing that up, that
Yeah.
might be the last original like car combat game that tried to do actual car combat. Because I can't think of one where
Well-
the goal is to beat the player. Not the goal is not to get more points, or the goal is not to win a race.
Yeah.
The goal is you kill the
Car
other players.
Combat games. I don't know. Like again, I haven't played one in such a long time. So
I think they just stopped existing.
yeah, the last thing that Twisted Metal did was in 2012, and that
That's
was
a
just
long time ago.
Twisted Metal, and that was the one that was selling the PS3.
Yeah,
and I
yeah,
did
yeah,
not
yeah.
like that game.
Mm-hmm.
The rest are like Mario Kart-ish more than Twisted Metal.
Yeah.
I think the last one that has similar gameplay to Twisted Metal. I don't see it. Vision 8. That goes to that one had a sequel too. That one had a second offense.
Yeah, it did. Second offense. It was
Road
alright.
Trip.
It was down during the N64 era. I remember that.
Yeah. So the last one that was similar but also had racing, but they also had like versus stuff was Jack's Combat. Jack's Racing.
So that's
Combat Racing.
Jack Combat Racing.
But that was
Alright.
also still racing. It was
It's still
not,
racing. You still had to cross the finish line.
Yeah. So that was the only thing. I remember Rage and like that Mad Max game having some like
Oh yeah,
car
yeah,
battles
yeah,
and
yeah,
shit,
yeah.
but it was not like just
It
straight
was.
car
That's not the
battles.
objective of the game.
Yeah. They had like stages and stuff.
If I recall, the Mad Max one was actually pretty good.
Mad Max
But
was
it
good.
wasn't the what you came to the game for.
Yeah.
So it's like it's good and sprinkled in. I guess,
It was alright. When you run out of gas and you had to go find gas, that was annoying. But
Wait,
you had to find gas.
I didn't know about that.
But yeah, I think we're ready for a new Twisted Metal game. I think the guys that created it are kind of busy with God of War, but I think we could get a storyline for Twisted Metal. I would like to see it, especially because you have the new show coming out. I think a game will fit it and just get eyes back on Twisted Metal. Because again, like last game was done in 2012 and it wasn't well received.
That's true. That is true.
Yeah, so I would like to see it. I would.
Yeah, same.
Yeah. Or just do a full a remaster of Black. Or Black Part 2. Yeah, I did not do a sequel of Black.
Okay.
I think a Black Part 2 would be interesting. But depending on whose ending you go with the storyline. Because if you go by Sweet Tooth, he kills Callisto.
But is that guy, is he like a supernatural being, so you kill him, he'll come back? Or was he just a dude? Like I don't.
They kind of gave him kind of like power and shit. Like he was able to control a wish, but then he monkey ball you. Like he'll give you your wish, but he's gonna put like ants in your shit. Like I want to like what was it fucking Homer with the turkey sandwich, but it's dry. The turkey is dry now.
Yeah.
That's exactly what he's gonna do to you. He's gonna fuck your wish up. You're gonna wish for brand new shoes, and he's gonna put a pile of shit right in front of you.
He's gonna brand new shoes, and there's gonna eternally be a little piece of something in there. So whenever you step down, you always feel like there's something in your shoe.
Or duck feet.
That sound.
The wet socks. Yeah, you're gonna have eternal wet socks.
That's messed up.
Even if you change your shoes, you're gonna have eternal wet socks.
As soon as you put them on.
God, I hate that. I hate the feeling of wet.
You could never wear shoes again.
Yeah, I was like, fuck that. I'm walking barefoot everywhere now.
Turn
over
your
feet.
feet. Yep. That's it.
Develop them calluses and shit. Be
World warrior feet. That's what it is.
Yep. But yeah, I'm excited to see where they go with Twisted Metal. I always had a fandom for that series, so I'm glad to see it in some way back. But again, let's see if we can get a game going.
That's true. I think that would work.
Yeah.
So if we don't have anything else,
I
think we can get into. Oh, what you got?
The last thing was that thing. So in Grand Central they had Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. They had let me get the name of it, the actual correct name. Sorry. Sorry. I just was looking it up. Where is it? So they had a big anime figure thing in Grand Central. That was Knuckle. It was pretty much Bandai and another company that they do a lot of the SH figure arts and like the Gundam model kits and stuff. So they celebrating 15 years of Tamashii Nations, and Bandai Spirit Collector's toy department will be holding a series of major events that will travel to 5 different cities around the world. The first event was being held in 2 venues in the United States: New York City Grand Central and Times Square. So there was 2 of them, one in Grand Central in Vanderbilt Hall, and then the other one was in Times Square near the TKTS steps.
Okay.
So they had limited run figures. So they had 4 figures that were exclusive to the event. No, 5 figures that were exclusive to the event, and then 5 that was exclusive to the world tour. My boy has the actual picture of it. The one I actually got he actually lined up he picked up for me that I wanted was the Ultraman figure, because it's his anniversary figure. So
Okay.
I kind of wanted it, and it goes into the Sentai stuff. So I was like, yeah, I kind of need that. So he was exclusive to that event, and he was able to grab me in it. So I was actually happy about that. Well, they have a bunch of things. They had a lot of Gundam. They had Spider-Man Miles Morales and Gwen as exclusives. They had Saint Cloud Mystic X. He was a exclusive. And they also had Super Saiyan Son Goku as an exclusive figure. Those were world exclusives, and those were like two per person. And then event exclusives was the Ultraman that I just told you about. It was a dude. I think he's from Extra Battle. I don't know who he is.
Mhm.
The dude from One Piece, his super mode. There was another one that had a Gundam universe, and then another Gundam universe which was black and white. The other one was looks like the original Gundam Wing, and they had a bunch of other figures in there as well. But yeah, this was a cool little event. They had like statues and everything all around. I think if you go there today, I think it ends at 7:00, so you can probably see the big statues and stuff they still have there.
Gotcha.
And that's all I got. So yeah, the Ultraman is the one I was looking at that my boy was able to grab it for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So we get into this movie.
This week's movie is Paperman,
Yes.
and this is 2009. It is rated R. It is an hour and 50 minutes. Let's see.
This was
when it
released in 2010.
Okay.
Yeah. I think it was select theaters in 09, and then it went to DVD in 10. So that's how it went.
See, it says the Los Angeles Film Festival in 2009.
Yeah, here you go.
This movie is directed by Kieran Mulroney and Michelle Mulroney. So it's directed by, is it husband, wife, or brother and sister?
I'll tell you right now.
Oh, he's married too. So it's a husband and wife duo.
Oh, he did the 2017 Power Rangers.
I see. They did Sherlock Holmes Game of Shadows.
Ugh.
Wait, which one was that? Was that
I think that's the sequel. No, I think that's the BBC shit.
oh, that's not the sequel to the Iron Man one, right?
No, that was the sequel. That was the sequel to Robert Downey Jr.'s.
It was a sequel.
Yes.
The first one was pretty good. The sequel, I don't even think I saw it.
Yeah.
I don't think I saw it. What else? He's got movies on him, but like I'm trying to see anything here that really stands out. You see anything that stands out?
Yeah, that's just the Power Rangers one.
That's all you see? Okay. All right.
I actually liked that Power Rangers one. I didn't like the suits, but I thought the movie was good.
Okay. All right. And then they actually both wrote the movie.
Yes.
So there you go. Cast is Lisa Kudrow as Claire Dunn, Jeff Daniels as Richard Dunn, Ryan Reynolds as Captain Excellent, Emma Stone as Abby, no last name, Kieran Culkin as Christopher, Hunter Parrish as Bryce, Eric Gilliand as UPS guy. I don't know the UPS guy.
Me either. He brought all the books to him. Yeah, he made the couch out
I
of.
was the guy. Okay. I think that's about it because this movie has a small cast. As I see, it's about 20 people total.
Yes.
So what is this about? A washed-up writer forms an unlikely friendship with a teenager from Long Island. So that makes sense. That they say where where she's from. I get that, but weren't they like in like a different? They weren't in Long Island, right? I feel like they were somewhere else, but maybe not.
I guess it was supposed to be Long Island.
I guess I didn't see any Long Island IZ hanging around. I didn't see a baby MJF out there making parents miserable. I didn't see that. So I know what's his name? Jeff Daniels' character is basically he's the main character.
Yes.
He is what they call him, a washed-up writer, but they don't really get to that until maybe about halfway through the movie. You find out that he's not successful because they kind of lead with him just being a writer.
Yeah.
And him and his wife going away, I guess going to a retreat where he's staying because that's what he does. He needs to get inspiration. She's a surgeon. Again, there's things that happen in this movie that is just like they don't really say, so you don't really know if they're confirmed type of deals. Because when they start talking about just in general the relationship between the two,
Yeah.
like they don't have any context for them fighting.
Yeah.
Oh, they don't have context for them being separated. But in this, as the relationship between what is it, Richard and Abby starts to form. Abby is Emma Stone as the babysitter.
Yeah.
That's what she becomes.
The
With
babyless
the
babysitter.
as they call the chicken shit boyfriend.
Yes.
So as Richard and Abby start to form a friendship, there's not actually any indication at that point that Richard and his wife are having trouble. It just mostly looks like he's just taking the time that he should be taking to prepare himself to write. It kind of just seems like he's taking that time to just hang out with the babysitters.
Yeah.
Basically, and then it goes on a little journey, but it's like it seems like a part of him wants to recapture a piece of his youth with that throne party later on. Obviously it seems like he in his drunkenness he catches or he lets slip that he's catching some feelings for the girl. I don't know how old she's supposed to be.
It says 17.
So, well, there you go. So, let's just put it, I believe they portray him as like at least in his 40s.
Yes.
So.
And he also has a superhero that mentally disturbs him as well.
Well, listen, I don't think that's exactly what that is, but part of the story is also that to get through his life, Ryan Reynolds as Captain Excellent has basically been his imaginary friend and has taken him throughout his life and throughout his marriage.
Yes.
You don't see, again, the movie is pretty, I guess, is good, but then again, I guess I'm leaving you with questions until something happens, because you're never given any type of indication that the imaginary friend has been a problem for him.
Yeah.
Until I want to say about 2/3 through the movie, when him and his wife actually do have a fight, and she brings it up. But before that, the entire time, never brought up by another character except between the two of them, basically. So
Yeah.
you don't really get the idea that it's really affecting his life in a negative way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
yeah, and also they only he was from his first book, wasn't he? or was it just like it was there? They didn't really explain
I
why.
believe they just say it's from his childhood.
Oh, okay. Because they never really explained like why is a superhero. Like why isn't that character in general?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I think it might be that he wishes he could just write something as grand as that character, because the funny thing is, he always does. It became a thing in the movie where what he wanted Captain Excellent to do was the voice,
Yeah.
and that was basically for him to narrate, I guess, a specific event in his life with a superhero voice.
Yeah.
So I guess something tells me that's probably just he wanted to feel like whatever he was doing was grand, so you need a big narrator to narrate it. So I guess that's kind of what if you're asking me my interpretation, I think he wanted his book to actually do well.
Yes.
And he wanted it to be a big deal. I think that's what he wanted.
Yes.
So I don't know. And then I guess Abby's character, you find out not until the end of the movie, close to the end of the movie though, that Kieran Culkin's character Christopher is her imaginary friend. But I don't know if it's more imaginary friend or kind of like that's her version of her guardian angel.
Yeah.
Because it always seems, instead of to be like a friend to her, he's always warning her about things and telling her things aren't going to go well. But it's never to stop the character from like living life. Is usually because her character seems like she's prone to do dumb stuff.
Yeah.
And Christopher, for her, instead of just being an imaginary friend, seems to be like kind of like her conscience.
Yeah.
Because it seems to like it is always pointing in a moral right, I guess you would say. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's what I see. And he's pretty. Again, Ryan Reynolds and Kieran Culkin, they do a pretty good job as those two characters. So
yeah, I enjoyed them. I thought they were good too.
Mm-hmm.
This was a different kind of pace from the movies you've been watching too, so that's why I kind of appreciate it in that sense. So, what are you gonna rate this movie?
I'll give it 3.
3. All right, you're 3. You know what it reminded me? It kind of had like well, no, it didn't. It was like the Nicene contest, the American Splendor. It kind of, I don't know. I thought about that when I watched this.
Mm-hmm.
But so your 3s consist of Zoom Academy, Push, The Spirit, Batman Begins, Blade Trinity, Sky High, Monkey Bone, 30 Days of Night, Men in Black 2, X-Men.
You can put this above Push.
Push, all right.
Did you like Ryan Reynolds in this movie? Because again, this is my first time seeing this, so I don't know anything.
He was
how
alright.
this was received.
It was crazy because during this period also, he was doing a lot of indie films. So he did this movie called The Nines, he did this movie called Chaos Theory, and they're all really pretty interesting movies. They were like a little different from what he was usually doing, which was like the teen comedies and shit like that. So it kind of gave him like a different approach to things, and it also kind of gave you a view of if he could have played Superman in a way, or Captain America.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't mind him in this movie.
Okay.
I'm gonna go 3 as well. It was. I like the fact that it was just a different take on movies we've been watching and stuff like that. So it was a little breath. It was a different approach on the movie, because usually it's like action and shit like that, and this is just the drama. So I give it 3 as well. I put it over Push as well.
I think this is like the first movie I've seen with Lisa Kudrow in it.
Yeah. It's funny because I was reading the facts in here. Like, she's also in Easy A with Emma Stone as well.
Is that something else we have to watch?
No,
Another hero?
it's a different movie.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, Lisa Kudrow.
And then is this like the beginning of Emma Stone being in stuff? Because this is 2009.
So she was in Superbad already after that, during this. So she did Superbad first. I think she did this, House Bunny, and two other movies like during that time as well. Like she started getting into a lot of movies. She did like Easy A. She did The House Bunny with this chick, Anna Faris, the Happy Madison movie. She did I think Zombieland the year after this.
Okay.
So
This was basically the ramp up
yeah,
of her career. Okay.
because because I remember first time I seen her was in Superbad.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was the first movie I've seen her in. Yeah, because Superbad was first. That was in 2007.
Okay. Gotcha.
Zombieland was 2009, and then this Easy A 2010. Crazy Stupid Love was 2011. Yeah. So after that, she started getting more and more stuff, and then she was Amazing Spider-Man. She comes in later on.
Yeah.
2012.
That's true.
So yeah.
She's in Sleeping Dogs. I didn't know that.
Yeah, she's a voice there. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Cool. All right, our next movie is Losers.
No idea what that is.
This is it's pretty much like a mercenary kind of movie. It's with Chris Evans. It has actually a pretty big cast. So I'll give you a little preview of what we got next. Losers. So Losers is a 2010 film, and is starring Zoe Saldana, the chick that played Gamora.
Oh, Saldana.
Yeah.
Okay.
Jeffrey Dean Morgan, Idris Elba, Chris Evans, Oscar Hayente, I don't know his name, Jason Patrick, Columbus Short. And it's like a group of mercenaries and stuff like that. It kind of reminded me of that game Mercenaries. The way this game kind of movie was. It was pretty good though. I remember watching it. It was a fun movie. But that's our next movie. Losers.
This one is called what now?
Losers.
Say it again. That's the title. Losers. Okay. All
Yes.
right.
So yeah, we got Losers that's coming up next. Then we got Kick-Ass. Then we got Iron Man 2, Jonah Hex, Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, Red Super, Green Hornet, I Am Number 4, Thor, X-Men First Class, Green Lantern, Captain America, Cowboys vs. Aliens, Conan Barbarian, Ghost Rider Spirit of Vengeance, and The Chronicles.
Okay.
A lot of good stuff coming, a lot of bad stuff coming. It's a little big mix of the two. I think there's more good and bad.
A little bit of question marks because I have no idea what the Losers is.
I think you're gonna enjoy it. It was a fun movie.
All right. Okay.
All right.
Okay. I see they're doing the is it the Four Brothers for the post?
Yeah.
That was a thing, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That pose of everybody looking down.
Yep. That was a thing.
The 2000s.
Good old 2000s. Has a good cast too.
Yeah, I see. It should be good.
All right. We'll wrap this up.
Yes, sir. Thank you for listening to another episode of the It Gets Better, I Swear podcast. Everywhere. That is YouTube. That is SoundCloud. That is Spotify. And we got a WordPress. Where you at, Mark?
Follow me on Instagram, Tumblr, Twitter, YouTube, SoundCloud, and Twitch, or Mark the Mic. Follow my TikTok also, Mark the Mic. I've putting a lot of figure photography, beers, and everything else in between. So definitely check it out when you get a chance and give it a follow. And always remember, follow the Jinkies.